Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Military tracker dogs locate cadaver of CTG member in Negros Occidental. Davao region maintains peace. No NPA recruitment activities reported since 2022. Death toll due to two typhoons rise to 12. 14 people still missing. House rolls out total of 850 million pesos aid for typhoon victims in Bicol.
Good day everyone, as well to our troops at Camp Emilio Ginaldo, Quezon City. Today is Friday, November 22, and we'll bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. I am Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
For the brief overview of our stories, military tracker dogs located another cadaver believed to be a member of the dismantled Southwest Front during clearing operations in Barangay Gatuslao, Candoni, Negros Occidental yesterday. The discovery following a recent encounter raises the total rebel fatalities to 7, confirming significant losses to the group. Troops continue clearing and pursuit operations to ensure the safety of nearby communities. Relatedly, 47 IB Commander Lieutenant Colonel Magnum Mapala III commended the troops' efforts and effective use of tracking methods.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Davao region remains free of new People's Army recruitment and atrocities since being declared insurgency-free in 2022. During a press briefing, Major Ruben Gado, the chief of the 10th Infantry Division's Public Affairs Office, attributed the region's safety to extensive military operations and community programs. Recent arrests of key insurgent leaders, including Ruel Villanueva Cabales and Proferio Tuna, further weakened the Southern Mindanao Regional Committee. Moreover, the military continues to urge the remaining members to surrender through the enhanced comprehensive local integration program and targeted community engagements.
Armed Forces Radio.
For other updates, let us hear the details about 94th IB and Pacific turn over solar lights to Himamaylan communities. Go ahead, Jai.
Of the 94th Infantry Battalion and the Philippine Army Finance Center Producers Integrated Cooperative successfully turned over 90 solar floodlights and 35 solar streetlights to residents of Sitio Canagbaan, Barangay Carabalan, and Sitio Canluki, Barangay Mahalang, all in Himamaylan City recently. Led by Pacific Vice President Ms. Arlene O. Villaflor, the ceremony emphasized the project's goal of enhancing community safety and quality of life. Lieutenant Colonel Zayfred D. Tayaban, commanding officer of the 94th IB, highlighted the initiative as a commitment to community development and security. Moreover, residents expressed gratitude for the project's positive impact on their daily lives. This is Jai reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jai.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
Families of fallen 3rd Infantry Division soldiers were among over 300 beneficiaries of the government's comprehensive social benefits program in a ceremony held in Iloilo City. First Lady Luis Araneta Marcos, DILG Undersecretary John Paulo Salvahan, and Iloilo Governor Arthur Defensor Jr. led the distribution of financial and educational assistance to honor the sacrifices of the nation's heroes. The program, established under Executive Order No. 110, provides critical support to families of military, police, and uniformed personnel who died in service. It reinforces the government's commitment to the welfare of its defenders and their loved ones.
DWDD D Armed Forces News.
Prior the clearing and pursuit operations and recovery of another cadaver after a clash in Barangay Gatuslao, Candoni, Negros Occidental, there were 6 communist terrorist group remnants were neutralized and 8 high-powered firearms were seized. The encounter stemmed from a tip-off by residents about the presence of the dismantled Southwest Front Committing Rehiyon, Negros, Cebu, Bohol, Siquijor. Among the seized weapons were 5 M16 rifles, 2 AK-47s, and 1 M653 rifle. Major General Marion Suzon of the 3rd Infantry Division commanded the troops and reiterated calls for remaining CTG members to surrender, warning of the consequences of continued violence.
Armed Forces Radio.
And now let's hear our report on the ground about Philippine Army enhances social media management skills with Meta Philippines. Go for the details, Beth Tañete.
The Philippine Army Public Affairs Office participated in a hybrid training session on securing social media accounts and optimizing platform of effective communication in Taguig City. Over 200 online participants and 30 in-person attendees learned key strategies from Ms. Gillian Catherine Cho, Mita's Head of Government and Social Impact Partnership. The training focused on improving social media management for non-profits and government organizations using Facebook and Instagram. This is Betaniete reporting for the AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tañete.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
The Philippine Air Force, through Tactical Operations Wing Central, conducted a humanitarian mission delivering 5,600 family food packs to Vera Catanduanes yesterday. Using a Philippine Air Force Z-130 aircraft, the mission transported the relief goods provided by the Department of Social Welfare and Development from Mactan, Cebu to aid those affected by Super Typhoon Pepito. The PAF's swift response emphasizes its commitment in assisting communities in crisis and helping rebuild lives in disaster-stricken areas.
DWDD National News.
For our national news, the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council has reported that more than 3.5 million Filipinos were affected by typhoons Nika, Ophel, and Pepito. The death toll has risen to 12. 14 people were injured while 3 were reportedly missing. 29 cities and towns declared a state of calamity. About 2 million boxes of family food packs have been provided to local government units affected by the 6 consecutive typhoons.
Armed Forces Radio.
From NOLCOM, let us hear some information from Joanne about NOLCOM welcomes PBBM for the groundbreaking ceremony of the world's largest solar battery facility.
The commander of the Northern Luzon Command, Lieutenant General Fernil G. Buca, Philippine Air Force, welcomed President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. for the groundbreaking ceremony of the Meralco Terra Solar Project on November 21, 2024 in Peñaranda, Nueva Ecija. Touted as the world's largest integrated solar and battery storage facility, it aims to address the country's growing energy demands, stabilize power supply, and achieve a 35% renewable energy share by 2030. The initiative will generate over 10,000 jobs and 23 billion in financial benefits. President Marcos has issued a call to action, urging full support to ensure the timely completion of this vital project. He emphasized its role in advancing sustainable energy and national development, inviting everyone to be part of this significant journey. The Northern Luzon Command, under the leadership of Lieutenant General Buca, remains steadfast in its commitment to supporting such initiatives for the benefit of Filipino communities, ensuring their well-being and progress. This is John Sagaok reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne Sagaok from First Year G.
DWDD National News.
Around 850 million pesos worth of aid was rolled out in the Bicol region for the victims of typhoons Pepito and Christine. This is under the House of Representatives-led Tabang Bicol Tindog Oragon program. Over 170,000 typhoon victims from Catanduanes, Camarines Norte, Camarines Sur, and Albay benefited from the aid distribution once the dust settled. House Speaker Martin Romualdez said the initiative is a united effort and a testament to the resilience and bayanihan spirit of the Filipino people.
DWDD National News.
Big business has heeded the call of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. to avoid holding lavish Christmas parties. Employers Confederation of the Philippines President Sergio Ortiz Luis said many of their members have decided to just give the money to their employees as an additional benefit rather than spend it on extravagant parties. But Ortiz Luis said that the same could not be done by small establishments, which comprise more than 90% of businesses in the country. The president's call to avoid lavish Christmas parties was in solidarity with victims of the series of typhoon that hit the country.
Armed Forces Radio report.
And we have a report coming in from Bea about CSAF marks 26th anniversary.
Yes, Rofh, the Communication, Electronics and Information System Service of the Armed Forces of the Philippines celebrated its 26th anniversary at Camp Aguinaldo, Quezon City yesterday. The said activity was presided over by AFP Chief of Staff General Romeo S. Browner Jr. with the theme CSAF at 26 securing the AFP's digital front lines through focused cyberspace operations. The event highlighted CSAF's commitment in advancing secure and reliable communication systems essential to military operations and national security. The milestones highlights CSAF's critical role in modernizing the AFP and ensuring mission success in an increasingly digital battlefield. This is Beatrice reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Bea.
DWDD National News.
Moving on to another story, the Philippines and New Zealand have made a joint declaration in commitment to develop a climate cooperation network. The Department of Environment and Natural Resources Secretary Maria Antonia Loizaga and New Zealand Minister of Climate Change Simon Watts signed the declaration that has set an 18-month timetable to formalize the cooperation framework for enhancing the partnership on climate change. It will focus on innovation, cooperation, and sustainable development. New Zealand Ambassador to Manila Catherine McIntosh said both countries are committed to Paris Agreement and share ambitions to build climate-resilient communities.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has distributed over 2,900 certificates of condonation with release of mortgage and awarded 30 certificates of land ownership award to over 2,400 agrarian reform beneficiaries in Pampanga. Marcos said the distribution of COC ROMs and CLOAS would help ease farmers' plight following the series of typhoons that hit the country. Following this, the beneficiaries are freed from debt totaling 206 million, including the amortization, interest, and other surcharges. The chief executive expressed that this is one step in strengthening the agriculture sector and helping uplifting the lives of the farmers.
Armed Forces Radio report.
Let us hear more from Mel Joy of First CRG about NOLCOM executes first ever cargo sling operation to aid typhoon victims in Batanes.
Yes, Rofh, the Northern Luzon Commander Armed Forces of the Philippines successfully executed its first ever cargo sling operation as part of ongoing relief efforts for typhoon-affected communities in Batanes on November 21, 2024. Black Hawk helicopters from the 205th Tactical Helicopter Wing conducted the airlift using sling load techniques to transport critical relief supplies from BRP Davao del Sur, anchored off Basco, to the Basco Provincial Capital Field. This cargo sling operation highlights NOLCOM's improved operational capabilities. The mission involves transporting approximately 300 tons of relief goods with several sling sorties scheduled over the next 2 days to ensure timely delivery. Meanwhile, personnel from BRP Davao del Sur, Philippine Army, Philippine Air Force, Local Government Unit of Basco Batanes, Philippine Coast Guard, Bureau of Fire and Protection, Philippine National Police, and Armed Forces of the Philippines Reservists gave assistance in hauling sorted cargoes, essential goods, and family food packs utilizing 2 units of rigid hull inflatable boat and 2 landing craft utility as connectors for the ship-to-shore movement and prompt transfer of goods and cargoes to Port of Basco, Batanes in support to the continuous relief operations in the said province. Lieutenant General Fernil G. Buca, Philippine Air Force, Commander of Northern Luzon Command, emphasized that the operation reflects the command's increased proficiency and disaster response. He said that the command will continue to conduct cargo sling operations until all essential goods are delivered to those in need. NOLCOM's success in this operation demonstrates its growing capabilities and expertise in humanitarian operations, ensuring swift aid delivery to Northern Luzon's most vulnerable communities. This is Mildred Nesio Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Moljoy from First Year G.
DWDD National News.
For other national news, Surigao del Norte's 2nd District Representative Robert Ace Barbers raised concerns on China's alleged deployment of fake fishing boats in the West Philippine Sea. Barber said these fake fishing boats carry with them Chinese Coast Guard or Chinese Navy personnel and not actual fishers. He added that China, as the notorious maker of fake products that are sold in the market, are now faking fishing boats. The lawmaker said the report came from Defense Chief Gibo Chodoro Jr. after their Palawan visit recently.
DWDD National News.
Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla will introduce reforms in the Philippine National Police promotion system. This is to ensure that advancement is based on merit, necessity, and function rather than tenure. Under Civil Service Commission rules, police personnel are eligible for promotion every 3 years. Remulla said their 3-year rule has to change as being promoted to general is no longer a privilege and it's seen as an entitlement.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
On the other line, let us hear more from Shai about Philippine Fleet hosts CAAP Security and Intelligence Service Delegation.
Yes, good afternoon. The Philippine Fleet welcomed members of the Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippine Security and Intelligence Service during their visit to Naval Operating Base Subic, Zambales yesterday. Philippine Fleet Acting Commander Commodore Wario Marayag received the delegation led by retired Air Force Major General Ricardo Banayat, CAAP Assistant Director General. The visit featured a shipboard tour aboard BRP Antonio Luna FF151 and BRP Tarlac LD601, showcasing the fleet's operational capabilities and fostering coordination between the PF and CAAP. Both institutions affirmed their commitment in enhancing national security through maritime and aviation collaboration. This is Shai Rivera reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shai.
Armed Forces Radio Report.
From Solcom, let's hear from Jess about NPA blood trails found after a clash in Baleno, Masbate.
Yes, Rofh. An intense encounter erupted in the mountains of Barangay Cansahorao, Baleno, Masbate as government troops acted swiftly on reports of NPA extortion targeting local farmers. Troops from the 96th Infantry Ala Battalion engaged in a firefight with NPA rebels led by Ronnie Verano alias Dimple or Alex on November 20, 2024. The operation was launched after residents reported the insurgents demanding a share of their income from copra harvests. Blood trails were discovered at the encounter site, indicating possible injuries among the rebels. Firearms and explosive used to terrorize the community were also left behind. No casualties were reported on the military side, and pursuit operations are ongoing to track the fleeing rebels. Lieutenant Colonel Francis Espiritu, commander of the 96th Infantry Ala Battalion, urged the remaining insurgents to surrender and leave behind a futile armed struggle, ensuring government support for those willing to reintegrate into society peacefully. This is Jess from Solcom reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jess from Solcom.
DWDD National News.
Moreover, the Bureau of Corrections has banned cell phones in all its prisons and penal farms. This is part of a comprehensive policy to enhance prison security and address illegal drug-related activities. The policy includes the consolidation of persons deprived of liberty involved in drug cases into a single facility. 300 PDLs were transferred from the new Bilibid prison in Muntinlupa City to the Sablayan Prison and Penal Farm in Occidental Mindoro.
DWDD National News.
The Philippines won a seat at the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. These underscore the country's dedication in contributing to the development of international trade law. According to Philippine Permanent Representative to the UN in New York, Ambassador Antonio Lagdameo, the country's election to the UN Central manifests our commitment to the rule-based international economic order. The Philippines' sixth-year term will begin on July 7, 2025.
Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Glenn about Philippine Air Force donate historic UH-1H helicopter to Pasig City.
Yes, good afternoon. The Philippine Air Force officially turned over a retired UH-1H Iroquois helicopter, tail number 806, to the Pasig City government in a ceremony held at the Pasig City Eco Park yesterday. Led by Philippine Air Force Commanding General Lieutenant General Stephen P. Pareño and Pasig City Mayor Attorney Stephen A. Palmares, the event marked the aircraft's transition to a cultural heritage asset and tourist attraction. The helicopter, which played key roles in operations like the Zamboanga and Marawi siege, will now symbolize aviation history and the past legacy of service. Mayor Palmares expressed gratitude to the Philippine Air Force for entrusting the city with this iconic piece of military history. This is your Glenn Eagle-Chan reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Eagle-Chan.
Armed Forces Radio.
Updates from Ella Mercado Batbinyan CPS nabs a ranked number 4 most wanted person in anti-criminality operation in Laguna.
A rank number 4 most wanted person in the list of Laguna PNP was arrested by operatives of Binyan City Police Station after being launched a manhunt operation against him in Barangay Malamig, Binyan City, province of Laguna. Based on the report reaching Laguna Provincial Police Office Acting Director Police Colonel Guabin Mel Unos, the arrested wanted person identified as Elias Erwin, facing 2 counts of sexual assault in relation to Section 5, Paragraph B of Republic Act 7610, or Special Protection of Children Against Abuse, Exploitation and Discrimination Act with bail of 200,000 pesos, and a case of qualified rape under Article 266-A in relation to Article 266-B of Revised Penal Code as amended by Republic Act 8353 or Anti-Rape Law of 1997 without bail. Police Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Robert Rongabilia, Chief of Police of Binyan CPS, said Elias Erwin was arrested by virtue of warrant of arrest issued by RTC Branch 156, also in Binyan City in the said province. And this is Ella Mercado reporting for AFP Community News, One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you so much, Ella Mercado from Laguna.
DWDD National News.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is open to granting clemency to Mary Jane Veloso once she returns to the Philippines. In a chance interview, Marcos said everything is on the table. Clemency is the act of granting mercy to a convicted individual, typically given by an executive authority. Veloso was charged for drug trafficking charges and has been detained in Indonesia for more than a decade.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in next week for more updates, same time and same station. Again, this is Rofh Suzon for AFP Community News, One AFP for stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rofh Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Ito ang DWDD 1134 kHz AM. Balita, impormasyon at musika. Ito ang DWDD AFP Radio, Boses ng Kawal Pilipino.
Kayo ay nakatutok sa DWDD AFP Radio. Kami po ay kasapi ng KBP.